What is up, YouTube? This is another episode of, I guess, I'm not even sure what I should call my channel, but I'm sticking with like an old nickname I used to have in the military. Uh, right now, you saw Lord Butlu as the title of my last video, so I'm going to try to stick with that. But today, I have gotten my terrarium. I'm going to show you guys how I set it up. It doesn't have to be exactly like how I do it, but this is the stuff I like to use, and it's pretty good quality. I highly suggest it, but again, this is all up to you guys. You guys can do, well, there's a bunch of variations you can do, especially depending on your reptile. I have a couple ball pythons. I have a female. She's getting bigger and bigger every day, so I'm just trying to get her in a good size terrarium. That way, I don't have to switch her out every couple months, every year. So right now, I have just gotten this box from Amazon. It's the Exoterra, which I highly suggest. I like these side doors. I actually have one for my other snake right here. I like the side doors that you could go in through. It's like a little locking mechanism. If you also want to go through the top, you go through the top. But if not, it's fine. But yeah. So, and that's my other terrarium that I need to upgrade. So yeah, right now it's pretty small. It's only 10 gallons. It'll only be good for her maybe another 6 months because girls will get pretty big pretty quick. So let's just get started with the opening this box over here. All right, let's see if they completely destroyed my terrarium. Fragile. Right, this is a pretty large tank. This doesn't really go by gallons per se, but it goes by like just dimensions. This one is a 18 by 12, I believe, which I guess would be equivalent to like a 20 to 30 gallon tank. So it'd be good for your snake for a good couple of years. A lot of people say that it's best to actually get a small tank when they're young because large spaces actually stress them out. But you gotta understand that snakes come from the wild, right? And there is no set size to the world. So much room in here. Okay, there's a box inside another box. This is my favorite part of getting stuff from Amazon. Okay, it's a library that I thought. Phone here. All right. So let's get started with opening box number 2. I should have probably opened this, the first box, to make sure everything was all ready to go. I just got really excited. Alright, so with this terrarium, you'll actually usually get like a backdrop thing. It's like a foam thing that looks like a rock. My other one came with it right here. I keep it in what I call the toy chest for my snakes. That's where I keep all like their like substrate and like I have my RectiSafe for tap water use. I have what else I got in there? A couple spare light bulbs and yeah, a couple extra water bowls just in case I need some to replace one, or if I get another snake, I could just take one of the old ones. So as you see, oh, it's upside down. Okay. Anyways, let's flip this the right way. Well, technically I should keep it on the side right now because the first thing you should do, or the first thing I do at least, is actually put my heat pad on. There are a bunch of different heat pads. I prefer the Zoom Meds. It's actually a really good brand. It comes with like little pegs for the bottom, so if your tank does not have like little ledges, this one does. You can see like a little, so like the wires can fit in without actually pinching at it. Um, so this is give or take what the keypad looks like. It's like Christmas. I do not like the feet that this comes with. They're like little like silicone nubs, and with this type of enclosure, it's not probably the best for it. But I just keep them aside in case I get like another tank. So I'm gonna throw this in my toy chest right now, and you gotta determine which side you want to be your heat side. Okay. So right now I have my snakes basically, uh, well, they're basically right next to each other, but I like to keep the power source in between them. So since I have this one already on this side and the heat side's on this right here, I'm gonna put it on right at the bottom because when I flip this over, it'll be pretty much all set to go. So this should technically cover about a third of your tank because the reptiles, especially ball pythons, uh, well actually all reptiles really need to thermoregulate. So this helps them do so, and it basically allows them to help them digest. Okay, snakes when they eat, they need the heat. Most of the time in nature, they'll like sit on a rock that's been lying out in the sun and just like rest there, and helps them digest their food. So right now, I put on my heat pad. You just take the sticker off. There's like a little adhesive at the bottom, and I flip this over. Now it's like right side up. All right, so many boxes. All right, so now I got my tank almost somewhat set up. Next thing you really want to think about is what kind of substrate you use, because snakes in particular, they need a pretty high humidity. Uh, I've heard everything from 50% all the way up to 70, 75%, but the higher end technically should be for when they're in shed. 70% is probably perfect for shedding, and 50 to 60 is like more general whenever I guess normal humidities for them. So what I've learned is certain substrates they don't hold humidity too well. Like you shouldn't be using sand or anything because that loses like humidity like probably within an hour. You spray it every hour, hour and a half, and it'll probably lose all the humidity in it. So I actually got something. I'm sure you guys all recognize this guy. I drew a little picture because he had like that little challenge. So I basically made him into a snake, and his snake into him. Uh, but this is actually really, really good. This has great reviews. A lot of breeders use this now because it actually quickly absorbs moisture. So I'm gonna I usually put for the size that my snakes are right now, about an inch, inch and a half, maybe two tops. But I like to also kind of like mix up the moisture right away. So I'm gonna grab a couple. Actually, I'll just dump it in there. It'll take too long if I actually just hand it in. I'll take this phone out. All right, guys. So very important when you actually put the substrate in is you're gonna spray it down pretty frequently. Just give me a second. I'm gonna grab some water. Okay. So a lot of people like to either just spray the surface of their substrate. So I'm gonna put about half of this bottle in it right now, and I'm gonna mix it up. So I'm gonna let a good amount actually soak in, and then I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. It actually quickly absorbs a lot of the water and moisture that goes in. And I'll get into moisture a little bit more in a few moments because right now I actually have this really cool humidifier for the snakes because when I'm at work and stuff, it's actually pretty hard to keep the humidity up. Actually, I need a little bit more reptile prime. I'm gonna throw some more water in there. I have a spray bottle, and I'll just spray the surface after I put. Basically, I'm gonna put like a full bottle total once I mix it all up. All right, that's about a full bottle, and you notice that. Well, I guess you can't see. You can notice that the substrate is not looking as light as it was. Here, I'll just actually grab some just to show you the difference. Okay, see how it's like really dry and brittle? What you want right now is closer to this, where it kind of looks soilish. It doesn't look so brittle. I'm gonna throw, where's my spray bottle? Ah, there it is. Okay, so I'm gonna take this spray bottle, I'm gonna spray basically just to get a good coverage. This is like an 80-cent spray bottle I got from Walmart. It's in like the health and care aisle. It's like when people want to go on to like random vacations and they grab like the little toothbrush section. So right now it's kind of looking more like soil than anything. All right, mix it up a little bit more. Make sure I get a good coverage so it maintains the humidity. What you're doing when you're doing this, you really need to mix it up a lot, especially when you first put it in. Mostly because you will keep on losing your humidity. It's not going to be used at the, I guess, the way it's supposed to be because this needs to maintain the humidity. And you're just going to keep on drying out the top layer of the substrate. And this way, you have a good amount that actually retains the moisture and keep on passing it down, and you will have a good coverage. Right, so right now, I'm pretty good over here. So next thing I'm going to do is actually grab a hide, right? So for the snakes, you have a hot side and a cool side for them, okay? They need to thermoregulate. The hot side should stay around probably around 89 to like 92-ish degrees Fahrenheit. And the cool side is usually around like the upper 70, 78 to like 82. That way they could maintain their body heat because they don't sweat. They, I guess they just need to, yeah, just maintain the body heat. Anyways, so they know how to thermoregulate on their own. Well, to a point, because sometimes they don't realize if spot's too hot, then they can actually start cooking. That's why it's always good to have there's a regulator to measure the temperature for your tanks. I just ordered two for my two snakes, but they're not in yet. They should be coming in the next day or two. But I have a hide for the cold side. This was her original hide. They love caves and stuff, and this is her cool side over here. So I'm gonna put on like kind of a top angle, so it kind of looks, I guess, more natural in a way. And I have a few things actually I need to take out of her tank. I haven't removed her from her enclosure yet. And let me just go grab her water bowl. All right, her water bowl I also keep on the cool side. Let me just spray it down a little bit. I just dumped the water and just some dirt in there. Paper towel somewhere. This is actually a cool water bowl I got from a reptile show recently where I actually got my blue leucistic. And it looks actually really, really like natural. It's like a rock, but it's pretty deep for them if they need a soak or anything, which is good for shedding. And the type of water you should put in for them is you can use tap water, but the thing about tap water is it tends to actually have like chlorine and miscellaneous like things in there that's not really safe for your snake. So you can either use like bottled water, or you could actually use Snake, which I have a little bottle right here. This will last you forever. Okay, for every like 4 ounces, which is about the water bowl, you put one drop of this. All right. So I'm gonna just throw in this because I'm too lazy to get like tap water and add extra stuff to it. So let's fill this up pretty good. All right. I don't like to fill it up all the way because they will every here and there actually jump in. She just shed not too long ago actually. I kept her shed. Came out fairly well, especially since like her first shed when I got her. She was actually like in stuck shed when I got her. Yeah, I made the mistake of like the rookie mistake of getting a snake from one of those stores like Petco, PetSmart, and she had bad stuck shed. But other than that, she actually was fairly healthy. Uh, her shed this time came out in two pieces, but they're pretty solid. They just ripped at a certain point, and you can see this actually. Where's the eye caps on the side? I'm not sure if you can see it. Yeah, it's pretty. This happened a few days ago. I just don't know how to preserve these things. Yeah, and that's the tail end. So now we have a cold side hide and a water dish. I also have a thermometer in there that I need to take out. And it's actually a dual thermometer and hydrometer. So thermometer is very self-explanatory, tells heat. The hydrometer tells you the humidity levels of your tank. Okay, now this is actually pretty good right now. Yeah, it was about 50, but then I took out the top. So right now it's sitting about 40-ish, 42, and hopefully it'll go up as I'm gonna put this closer to the hot side. Right here should be good. All right. So now I have a thermostat, a hydrometer, a cold side hide, a water dish, substrate, a heat pad, and my tank, of course. So next is her hot side hide. This is one she's actually in right now. So I'm just gonna move her and her hide at the same time. I'll show you her in a second. I actually really like this hide. I ordered it through Amazon. It kind of looks like a gigantic egg in a way, with a tiny hole up there. It took her a couple days to actually find it. She was just crawling over it, sleeping around it, but eventually she actually caught on. And I'm gonna take her out. I'll show you her. She's a normal. She's actually pretty decent size for her age. Okay, come on, baby girl. Okay, here she is. I named her Ouroboros because I'm an anime nerd and I love Full Metal Alchemist. And Ouroboros is basically a symbol of a snake eating itself, and it represents immortality. She's actually she's probably a lot more friendly than my blue-eyed leucistic. She's actually, you can tell she's actually pretty healthy. She has some good girth on her for her age. She's only about like 2, 3 months, but she's probably sitting about 150 grams now, give or take. Last time I weighed her, she was about 130. But I fed her a couple days ago, so she probably put on a good 10 grams or so. Yeah, but so you can see the shed came out pretty clean. Uh, there's I don't think I see any suck shed at all on her. She's fairly inquisitive. Yeah. But yeah, there's Ouroboros. I'll put her in her hive and I'll leave her alone for a little bit. Oh, she wants to explore now. All right, there we go. Right now, she at her size, she eats roughly either a small mouse or a rat hopper. Sorry, rat pup. Rat pup. So she's actually getting a little bigger. When I first got her, they were telling me to feed her one fuzzy, which is completely inaccurate for how big she was. She was sitting at about, I would say, 100 grams. 100 grams, and her width was, she wasn't exactly 100% healthy with how much they were feeding her. She was a little underfed, but I started feeding her fuzzies. She was taking them down pretty easily, and then I noticed her width actually increased when I fed her the fuzzies. So a week later, I got her a small, was it small mouse? No, no. I fed her on the fuzzies for about 3 weeks, and then I switched over to small mice, and she was taking them down, but she wasn't showing too much interest in like the dead. So I actually got her live because she would like leave the dead mouse in there. Like I'd try to like entice her with it, like trying to move it around, make it look like it's alive, but she wasn't having it, and then she used it as like a pillow. But the first time I actually fed her live, it took her about 2 seconds to realize it was a mouse in there, and about 10 seconds to strike it after it was in there. So, but I'm trying to wean her off. I fed her a frozen thawed my last time feeding her, which was a couple days ago, and she took it pretty quickly. So she's pretty easy to change up her feed pattern if I need to. So right now she has a little bit more space. She has this little fake plant I throw in there that kind of gives her like a little bit more security and makes it look like there's like some more hide. And here we go. And this thing does not want to come off. There we go. I'll put this kind of by her hot hide. This stuff basically where it was on the other one. So it kind of looks more natural. Alright, so I basically have you on a computer, so it's kind of hard to actually show you everything. But yeah, that's a basic setup, and it should keep her pretty happy. I'm actually getting I've noticed she actually likes to climb. The reason why it was kind of easy to take off my thermometer, which was supposed to be like that sticky stuff you put on there, she actually broke it the first time. Not broke it. She climbed on top of it, and her weight literally just snapped it off. So I had to take like super glue and just glue the very back piece back in, and it's been holding pretty well. I'm gonna have to just put a couple of drops on it, maybe later today, just to make sure it's secure. But yeah, that's basically it for setting up a ball python enclosure. Uh, so she should be pretty good for probably next year and a half or so, and maybe I'll switch her out with my male because he's in a bigger one. I was actually originally gonna put her in there because I know she'd grow a little faster and bigger, but she was in shed at the time I actually got the tank, so it was kind of an issue. I didn't want to stress her out even more than she was because she was already not seeing very well. They get kind of defensive when they're in shed because like you, she, snakes don't have ears, so they don't have any hearing. When they have the eye caps on, even when they don't have eye caps, they don't have the best vision. It's not bad vision, but it's not really good. But then she's stripped of that, so she feels extra vulnerable. So the only thing she could actually do is taste the air and feel heat. So yeah, but this should hold her over for about a year or so. I actually got her a couple branches coming in so she could climb that instead of thermostats and hydrometers. And yeah, actually I'll show you. I named my leucistic ball python Monty because I thought it was clever. Monty Python, of course, because like I said, I'm a pattern nerdy. And I'll show you him. He's probably burrowed. He's been burrowing a lot. I haven't been handling him, trying to give him some time off from like stress, but let's see if he's burrowed or anything. He might be. He burrowed somewhere. I think it's there he is. Gotcha. All right. So here he is. This is Monty. He's a blue-eyed leucistic, super lesser. He's actually a little dirty right now because he's been burrowing. So there's some dirt on him. But he's very shy. He doesn't like to be handled at all. I've been trying to handle him for like short increments of time. That way he gets used to me, but at the same time, he doesn't get super stressed out. I'm going to slowly increase the time with handling with him, just so he kind of gets used to being handled and gets used to people, so he's not like super aggressive when anybody tries to touch him. So I'm gonna put him back so he doesn't freak out. But yeah, that's Monty. Actually, I gotta weigh him. Give me a second. He's sitting at 109 grams. I need to put on some extra weight for him. He kind of pooped because I just fed him, so he should actually gain some weight. Let me see if I can find the poop. Yep, found it. A little poop there. He poops a little bit here and there, but nothing too crazy. My girly girl is probably actually like 150, like I said before. So I'm gonna just plug her in with her heat pad and everything, and she should be good to go for next year. So I'll slowly add some extra stuff just so she gets more security. Same with Monty. He likes to climb as well. So you guys have a good one, all right? Uh, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you guys have any tips, let me know. Or any quarrels, doesn't matter to me. Any type of what's it called? Criticism is good criticism, just so I could learn, you guys could learn, and I'm not giving out bad information. Uh, so yeah, you guys have a good one. See you guys next week.